In this special effects makeup tutorial, we are going to go and make a fake cut or a fake wound using silicone compound along with also scar wax. Here's the final makeup look, so let's get started. We are going to start off with some scar wax for this, and I am using, for the most part, Narrative Cosmetics for all of this makeup. We're going to scoop out a generous amount. It should be just about the size of maybe a marble, and we're going to take this and place it onto our palm. You can also do this makeup onto pretty much any portion of your body, and you can go and put this maybe onto your face or wherever you would like to, but we're going to use our palm for this makeup. Scar wax starts to heat up and become a little bit easier to move around once it's on your flesh, and it's just because of the heat from your body. So we're going to go and just spread that out, smooth it down a little bit, and in the center of here, you should still have a little small raised area, and we're just going to go and get some raised bumps in this area. This is going to be for the center of our wound, so this should be pretty bumpy and also look like it's a little bit torn up. This is supposed to be kind of almost like a fat layer. Now go around the edges and scoop off any extra of the scar wax, and we're going to go and cover this with a very thin layer of liquid latex. If you have a liquid latex allergy, you can always go and skip this step. You'll just have to use different cosmetics to go over this with. After this layer has dried, which it's going to take about 5 minutes for this to fully dry, we're going to go and mix up some silicone compound. I am using Narrative Cosmetics silicone compound. It is 1 part A and 1 part B. Equal amounts, then you go and mix it up. Make sure to not cross-contaminate though, because if you do, then your stuff will go bad. This takes about 10 minutes for it to fully set, so you only have about 10 minutes of working time. Let's let that go and set for just about a minute, and we're going to go and now put on some adhesive to our hand. This is along the lines of a pro-adhesive type of adhesive. You can use this for bald caps and also for going and putting down prosthetics. Now we're going to go and take the silicone compound and put it around the edges. Try not to get any in the center where you have the scar wax. Then we're just going to go and smooth it down a little bit, and at this point it's been about 4 minutes since I mixed this, so it is starting to set, but it hasn't set that much yet. As it's slowly setting, go and wipe off any extra little bits from the edges. Go and mark up the inner portion of this. We want it to be a little bit jagged. We don't really want this too smooth. And as you're marking this up, it's going to start to set a bit more, and as it sets, it's going to look a little bit like this and be easier for it to keep some peaks. Before it fully and totally sets, use some 99% isopropyl alcohol at the edges to go and clean off any extra. Now we're going to go and start to cosmetize. I am using some of this cream cosmetic first. This is also Narrative Cosmetics, and this is from the Death palette. Then we're going to go and brush it. I used a little bit of yellow in the center, and now that it's been powdered to take off some of the shine, we're going to go and move on to some alcohol-based cosmetics. I am going to start off with a lighter color red, and this is just going to be the base for everything that I'm going to go and put in the inner portion of this wound. So I'm getting the whole entire area in here and just going and generously painting that on there. Now I'm going to go and take some of this flesh toned, and this is the light color. I'm going to go around the edges and just brush a little bit of that on, followed up with a darker color, and mix those two together slightly. Now that that has been mixed, I'm going back with a little bit more of this darker red, going around the edges with this, and I'm filling in some of the other areas that are just divoted a little bit with an even darker red. As I continue to go and do this, I'm going to also keep in mind that I should be getting a small amount of this onto the outer side, and also just blending this. Now we can go and add some of the fake blood. This is an alcohol-based fake blood, and it does dry, and it dries and doesn't really go and spread over anything after it is dried. Now we're just going to go and spread this out. Make sure to get some on the outer portion of this wound. And also to make sure to keep some of it inside. You can also use a stippling brush, which I am doing now just to go and make it look a little bit more realistic on the outer portion. Now let's wait for that to go and dry. It's only going to take a couple of minutes, and here is what the final makeup looks like. It is pretty gross, but this makeup is great if you want to go and do maybe something for Halloween. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.